The modern women tutorials. Giving your all to someone. I see this a lot, largely from ladies. I do see some guys say the same thing sometimes, that they complain about. They do a lot for somebody, they give their all to somebody, you know. And the thing is, realistically, in reality, no one gives their all. There's no such thing as giving your all. It's just an idea, but it's not reality. You don't truly give your all. That's the thing. You truly don't give your all. And to feel like you gave your all and feel entitled to somebody giving you more or giving you equal makes no sense. One, if they didn't ask you to give them your all, you can't expect them to give you back the same, especially when they didn't even ask for you to give your all to them in the first place. If you freely gave your all to somebody, right, that's your choice, not theirs. So you shouldn't feel like you're supposed to get compensated for giving your all when they didn't ask for it. Now, if they ask for you to give them some stuff, right, give them your all, your love, whatever you want to, whatever your all means. If all means your love, but if they ask for all your love, not just for you to like them or be nice to them or just get along with them or tolerate them or just chill with them or whatever, or be friends or whatever the all is that you're referring to when you say, I gave them my all, unless they asked for it, you can't complain that they didn't reciprocate, they didn't compensate you for it, they didn't give you back what you thought your all is worth, right? But ultimately, the value of something, of anything, even your love, the price for that is not determined by you. It's determined by whoever is receiving the love, is receiving whatever you're giving them, whatever item, whether it be physical or emotional, whatever you're giving. If you're giving your all, like who you are as a person, your personality, your love, your attention, this, that, and third, how much they value it is what determines the value of what you're doing. So if you feel somebody's not valuing your all, right, then stop giving them your all, right? Stop giving them more than they're willing to pay. If you feel that what you give is very valuable, then why are you giving out so much of it? Give a little bit at first, and if it's not enough, right? They want a little bit more. It's a little obvious they want a little bit more. Then you give them a little bit more. But you don't give them more than they're willing to take or accept or pay for, whichever way you want to look at it. Like I give people the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not stupid. I'm not naive. So I'm not going to fully trust somebody until they earn it, right? Got to earn trust, got to earn respect. But I'm going to give somebody a little bit. I'm going to give somebody a little bit of respect, a little bit of dignity right off the bat just because they're another human being, right? But once they start showing me that they're an asshole, they're a shitty person, then, I'll start taking back the respect, the dignity, right? The whatever I was giving. But I'm not going to do it just give them everything, right? It's like going into a store, pulling out your wallet, taking all the money in your wallet and giving it to the store. Like, here's all my money. But then go grab like a pack of bubble gum or something, which is only like maybe 30 cents or something like that now. I think it's 50 cents for a pack of gum. You give them a point. It's like you're not going to give them all the money in your pocket and then just start grabbing a couple things here and there. And as soon as you start grabbing some stuff, they'll be like, oh, can't take no more than 5 items. What? But I gave you $500 from my pocket. I should be able to get at least up to 500 items. Now you can only get 5 items. It's like I should be able to get 500 items. Shouldn't be limited to only 5. But if that's all they're willing to give, more reason why I shouldn't have given them all my money all at once, right? I should have checked to see how much I can get and then get only that, right? Because if you feel that your love Some chicks, some females out here, believe their attractiveness is worth a lot. To some guys, yes, they'll value it at a higher value than most other guys. Most other guys won't. A lot of times, y'all ladies chase guys who don't value you as a person, your looks and whatnot, but you'll still chase them because you want them to value you the way you value yourself. But they don't value you the same way. But you unlogically keep chasing their validation. You keep wanting them to value you at your value, but they don't. But the guys who do value you at your value, or maybe overvalue you, those are the ones you ignore. Make that make sense, right? There's somebody willing to pay a higher price for you, but you ignore that person for the person with the lowest bid, the person who's not willing to pay what you're worth, right? And then it goes, back to the idea that ladies talk about, they know they value, they know their worth. No, you don't. If you knew your worth, you would be getting your worth easily, because your worth, again, is determined by other people, not by you. So your worth is what everybody else values you at. I am realistic, so I have a low value for myself. That way, if other people value me higher, well, cool. I got a higher value by everyone else, higher than my own value. Because realistically, I don't need to give myself a value at all. Because I know my value. Here's the thing. Your value to yourself is only to yourself. So if you could value yourself highly, and you should value yourself highly to yourself, but don't expect others to value you the same way. That's what I'm trying to say. So I got a low value of myself, as in I have a low expectation of what other people value me as, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying I have a low value of my own self. I perceive myself as being, low value. What I'm saying is I don't over-exaggerate my own personal value to others. I don't assume that I'm a perfect 10 to everybody else. Like, no. I let everyone else decide. And if I get, let's say a lot of people say I'm a 5 in appearance, right? And a couple of people say I'm a 10, all right, cool. But the average is 5, so I guess I'm a 5 on average. But of course, the ones who value me higher, at a 10, for example, well, those are the people I definitely want to hang out with, right? Because they value me higher. But the average is 5, right? So if I deal with people in general, right, the majority, if the majority says I'm a 5, then I'm a 5. If the majority says I'm a 2, I'm a 2, whatever. If they say I'm a 12, I'm a 12, whatever, right? My value is determined by others. I have no problem with that. Because in life, I interact with other people. So if they think I'm an awesome person, then I am. If they think I'm a trustworthy person, then I am, right? Because they're the ones who have to trust me. So if they don't trust me, well, they don't trust me, right? But if they do trust me, then they trust me. So it matters, my value to others, more than it would to myself, because we always think highly of ourselves anyway, right? That's very narcissistic to have a high value of yourself. Realistic is understanding your value to others. Think about it. You think somebody who sits on their ass every day at work and doesn't do their job is valuable to the company they're working for? No, obviously not. You think your coworkers think you're a valuable teammate at the job when you spend most of your time sitting on your ass on your phone while everybody else is working? Do you think you're very valuable to them? No, you're not. That's the whole point of value. Value is how useful you are to others, how much importance you have to others, how other people see you as, somebody they really, really want to be around. This is why you get stuff like pretty privilege and stuff like that. Because there's some people who value attractiveness. There's people who value, like seeing people who are muscular, right? Who go to the gym and they look up to those types of people. Like, oh, I want to be like you, So they will highly value those people, especially whatever they have when they talk about like fitness. They're going to highly value that person's, words and information, advice, because they should know about fitness since they're fit, right? They're muscular, so they should know a thing or two about lifting weights, right? Logically. Same thing as you'll respect a doctor when he talks to you about diseases and medicine and your health, right? You value what your doctor says, right? There's a reason for it, and that's the thing that applies to relationship, that applies to you giving your all. You can't say you're giving your all to somebody when in reality, you're more likely not. Because you're probably giving all that they don't want. You're giving a lot of what they don't need or ask for. It's like every day you see Bill Gates or something, like rich person, and you're offering them money. Like here's $1, here's $20. They don't need it, they got money. Stop trying to give them something they don't need. But you keep passing by the homeless guy who could clearly use the money, but you don't give it to them, the person who don't got the money. You want to give it to the person who has a lot of money. That makes no sense, right? So that's the thing, you're giving your all to the wrong person. Well, your perception of all, because in reality, no one truly gives their all. Most people are selfish by nature. And I'm gonna say it, if you're the female gender, you're way more selfish than the male gender. But that's biology. You're supposed to be more selfish because we're supposed to be the givers, right? We provide and protect. You're supposed to be the takers. This is why when we have intercourse, you take what we give you, if you know what I mean. So, we're the givers, you're the takers. We give you sperm, you take it and make a baby with it. So, we lead, you follow. The list goes on. So, understand that you're not truly giving your all when you think you're giving your all. You're more likely not giving the right thing, or you're not giving enough of the right thing. Right? You might think you're giving enough attention, but in reality you're not. You might think you might be giving enough positive feedback, but you're not. You might think you give good advice or good critiques to somebody, but in reality all your advices are bad. Right? It's important to know if what you're giving to others is of value to them, isn't a problem, right? Isn't a waste of your time, as well as it's not a waste of their time, right? Like I said, giving a millionaire money is pointless. It's a waste of time, right? It's useless to them. They already have that. Give them something they don't have, right? But just something I was just thinking about, noticing that I see people, especially ladies, talking about they give their all and then they expect something in return for it, not realizing that the person they're giving their all to never asked for it. So you're giving something for free, but then expecting payment, right? Expecting some compensation in return. I've been in some scenarios where I don't need help with something, and then people offer me help. I don't have no problems, but people trying to offer me advice, right? Solutions to problems that I don't even have. I'm like, I don't have those problems. Why are you trying to give me a solution to a problem I don't have? I've been in that scenario where people try to give me money, and it's like I don't need it. I appreciate the gesture, but clearly somebody else needs the money and you ignored them just to try to give me the money. And there was no point in giving me money because I got money. And I've been in scenarios where I had when somebody gave me something and I accepted it, after they walked away, I gave it to somebody else. Somebody who actually needed it, because I didn't. But I didn't want to do it in front of them because, it will look bad. Even though, logically, they should have given it to the other person in the first place, but they didn't want to. And that's their choice. But I believe in doing the right thing, so I made sure that the item went to the proper person, the person who needed it the most. So I do that a lot. I make sure those who need have what they need. I'm not selfish like that. I'm not greedy. like many people out there are. But yeah, stop believing you're giving your all. Most of y'all are not giving your all. And even if you were giving your all, if it's not reciprocated, it's not appreciated, then you need to stop. Right? There could be a possibility that you're giving your all, they greatly appreciate it, but they don't like show their appreciation. Right? They don't reciprocate your you giving your all, but they do appreciate it, and they just expect that you're always going to give them your all. So then they don't feel like they ever have to give you anything in return, because that's the thing. You're constantly giving your all. Then there's no need for them to do anything. It's like, damn, I don't have to pay her back for her constantly being nice to me, constantly, making me food or whatever. Like, I don't have to do much of anything, because like, I don't have to reciprocate. I don't have to return the favor, as it were, because she's always going to do this. And so far she hasn't stopped doing these things for me, giving me her all. So I don't have to really do anything but accept it, right? Keep accepting the all, as it were. Which, of course, is a selfish mindset. Not saying that I have that mindset, but I'm just saying that I can understand that could be the case. That since you're giving your all constantly and never stop, well, there's no reason for the person to stop receiving your all and not return it, right? Not give you anything in return. Then that's why you stop giving them your all. Not necessarily stop and break up with them. I'm just saying stop giving their all for like a couple of days, and see what happens. Give them, your all once in a while, and little by little, and just see, what happens. If they don't reciprocate at all after, you taking away your all from time to time, then it's a matter of like, okay, they truly don't care. Because here's the thing: if they do appreciate your all, when you take it away, they'll notice it, and they'll say something like, "Oh wait, I noticed you're not cooking today. I noticed you didn't do this, that," and like, what's going on? They'll notice. But if they don't notice, or they just don't care, well, there's your answer, right? Now there's like, well, your all don't mean nothing to them. But if they notice it's missing, then it does mean something to them. But if you start getting it, they do notice, you give it back to them, right? Give them your all, so to speak, right? But they're still not reciprocating, right? Not giving you back your all. Then, not giving you back anything, then, well, that just shows that they're selfish. They love to receive your all, but they're not trying to give you anything back. So then you might want to reevaluate the relationship, reevaluate, what do you want in return? And then let them know that's what you want in return. And if they're not willing to give it to you, then you can go into the process of finding somebody who does. But at least give them the option, the opportunity, correct them, so the opportunity to understand that, hey, you're giving me your all, I should give you something back, close to the same level of what you're giving me. So I got to do something better. That kind of stuff. And this applies to both, male and females. It's just that typically I do see the female gender the most complaining. Oh, I do everything for him. I give him my all, and my all wasn't enough. And it's like, did he ask you for your all, and then your all wasn't enough, or he didn't ask you for nothing? If anything, he probably asked you for something, for something simple. I'll use this as an example. All he asked for you was sex, sandwich, and silence, but then you're trying to do extra shit, do his laundry, trying to do his taxes, trying to, update his laptop, wipe down his flat screen TV or something, or like, all this extra stuff. That's nice and all. I'm not saying that those are bad things to do per se. I'm just saying that if he's not asking for them or not expecting, or there's no communication that that's the kind of stuff he wants from you, it makes no sense to do all that extra stuff and think that you're supposed to be compensated, that you're going to be rewarded for it. Some of y'all might have had the experience where, like, a homeless person might come up to your car, start washing your windows and stuff like that, and they expect payment. But the thing is, you never agreed for them to do that. And there's some people who won't, give them some loose change for doing so. I understand it is true that you didn't agree to them doing it, so you should not obligated to pay them, so to speak. But me being me, I would give them something. But I do agree with the idea that it's like, well, I didn't ask. It'd be better to ask me, and if I say yeah, because I'm more likely gonna say yeah. But to just flat out just start cleaning the windshields of my car and then expect payments, like, I didn't ask you to do that. I didn't even agree for you to do that. But no harm, no foul, as they say. I'm not gonna make a big deal about it, but I do understand why some people would have an issue with it. Yeah, it's like a chick trying to have sex with me, and it's like, whoa, I didn't agree to that. No, but guys love sex. It's like, yes, we do. But it doesn't mean I want it all the time. I mean, doesn't mean, just because I do like it, that you could just automatically give it to me and I'm supposed to take it. It's like, no. If I want it, then I want it. But if I don't want it or didn't ask for it, there's no need to try to give me something I didn't ask for. I've had that scenario happen a couple times. Some ladies interested in me in that capacity. I'm like, I'm not interested. Not that I don't find you attractive. It's not that I don't want to. It's just that I don't have plans to. I can wait, type of thing, right? Like, I can wait. I'm patient. Because, I do care about other things more than just that. But not saying that I don't care about sex. I'm just saying there are other things I do care about. So it just depends on the situation. Depends on the person. That determines what, and that's a perfect example of what giving me your all or giving your all is. A chick wants to give me her body and she considers that giving me her all, but it's like, well, I didn't ask for it. So trying to give me your body when I didn't ask for it is, not a good idea, because of course you're gonna resent, like, oh my God, I tried to give him my body, or I did give him my body and he didn't appreciate it. It's like, well, you gave without them asking for it, right? So you can't expect somebody to appreciate something they didn't even ask for. People tend to appreciate what they work for, what they earn. If you're always getting something for free, always being offered something for free, you're not going to appreciate it that much. That's what fuckboys are. Chicks constantly chasing them, so they never feel they have to be in a relationship or be loyal. It's like, hey, why be with one woman, right, when I can be with all these women? Because they're all gonna keep coming after me anyway. They're not gonna stop wanting me. So why pick one, right? When you have options. So that's why one female trying to give you your all when you have a whole bunch of options, a whole bunch of females that are willing to give you whatever they're willing to give you. Why settle for one when you can have them all, right? So that's understandable in that type of setting. So the point is if you're constantly getting stuff for free, why would you then start paying, right? If a chick or a guy gives you their all for a long, long time and they haven't asked for anything in return, then you're not going to do anything. But the thing is, most people give their all or do a lot for somebody without asking for anything in return, without making it clear that, they do want something in return. They do want something back. Most ladies want loyalty. Yeah, that's the thing. Loyalty, attention, love, right? They want somebody to listen to them, and the list goes on. So just remember, you're not always giving your all, but even if you are, you shouldn't. Give what you're willing to be okay not getting anything in return, right? give a little bit of attention. If you don't get attention back, not a big deal. You give a little bit of love and you don't get none back, that's fine. It was just a little bit of love. You can move on. Because that idea of like, I gave my all to this one person. Yeah, okay, let's go with that idea. You literally gave your all to this person. This person didn't appreciate it. Now you're not with that person no more. Now you can't love no one else because you gave all to the last person, and the last person threw it into the trash. So now you have no love left to give to the next person. See how unintelligent that was? How unlogical that was? You gave your all to somebody who didn't even want your all. And now that went to waste, and then the next person doesn't even get not even 10% of your attention, or of your all, because you have none left because you gave it all away. So realistically, no one gives away, gives their all. That's what I'm trying to say. There's always a little bit left over of, your love and your, of who you are, respect and whatnot. There's always a little bit of love and respect left over. This is why most people still, think about their exes and stuff like that, because there's still some love there. There's still some respect there. There's still something there. No one truly gives their all and truly never loses loses all. You could lose a lot, but not all. That's the end of the video.